Hey guys, what's going on? This is Chris CJR with another 100% walkthrough. This is part 21, I think. I think I got that right. I hope I did. So there are 25 probes to collect in Uniontown. I did forget the name of this level at the end of Furon Down, which was pretty funny. Of course, you know basically who I'm going to give a shout out for, which you should already know. Nano, thank you very much for your version of this. Really helped out. And once you collected all 25 probes, you'll unlock pathetic humans. And well, let's just say the music to that is actually pretty awesome. And I would say the thing that will give you trouble for this level are the air defense guns. Even though you're not in a spaceship, as you can see, they sort of disable your jetpack or stun it. Your warning level here won't give you any trouble. In fact, it didn't even go up to police level, which unlike in Area 42, you really didn't want to get a military level if you were trying to do it without any cheats, which of course I managed to do, and I do have that. It sounded like when I did that walkthrough that I used cheats, but I didn't. You could tell because of my health. The way you tell, of course, if I'm cheating is either A, the bar to the left won't go down when I'm like scanning people, or in a holobob, of course, and also my health, as you can see, it's fully green. If I get shot at or whatever, it'll start going down. Okay, so at the moment we go into this well, little airbase shed or whatever you want to call it. I completely forgot the name of what they call these. It's usually where the planes go in and stuff like that. But there's only going to be one probe out here, and the probes for this one aren't actually really hidden. They are hidden around buildings, but not actually inside buildings. A few on top of some, but no. There is a part in this where I do sort of forget, like this area does get a little confusing because everything seems to look the same. Of course, it's also really dark and stuff like that. So yeah, just keep it in mind, and bear with me when I sort of stop and sort of like lose track of where I'm supposed to go. Which I did do that a few times, but in this one I only did it once. But yeah, your main concern is just going to be those guns shooting at you. They're going to be the biggest problem. They don't actually do that much damage. I mean, when you got like 3 or 4 of them shooting at you, but they'll start doing damage to you really badly. There's a part in it where I'm just like, oh, I might actually die. But yeah, in this one, once again, I am trying to attempt this without any deaths, without any cheats. And also, I checked my missions, and apparently I have like 0 second attempts on that, which that's actually pretty impressive. Of course, I have been like trying to practice this game, so you guys don't have to sort of like, you know, look at me if you already know this game and go, seriously dude, what the fuck are you trying to do here? But nah, this level is a lot more easier than Area 42. Area 42 is, of course, going to be the biggest problem and the biggest worry because of tanks and stuff like that. And also your loot level is very weird in that one. I guess, of course, you are in a base which is called Area 42, which is referencing, of course, Area 51. And this wasn't a good idea, trying to get up on you while I'm getting shot at. But there's not much to say about this level. It's sort of like Turnip Seed Farm, in a way. There are 2 missions. I've already done one. I'm not going to spoil the second one. If you've, of course, never played this game. Ah, here we go. This is where I get... Yeah. I sort of got confused. I was like, okay, where's that other probe? And, lucky I just saw it there. But Uniontown, I would say, is actually, it's funny. I really liked this level, the way it's designed and all that, at a bay and everything. It's a shame that there's not many missions for it. I'm pretty sure they probably had a lot more missions planned for this part. Of course, they probably maybe have ripped them out or whatever due to either A, there wasn't any really good point to them. I think the one with the most missions is, of course, San Modesto, which has a ridiculous amount. I'm guessing they were all really important. You know, and that's the problem with sort of game design. If you're into that or whatever, and you're like, God, excuse me. If you're sort of into that stuff, if you're sort of like working for a big company or whatever and you got to ship a game in a certain amount of time, usually you end up throwing stuff away, which sometimes you really don't want to do, but you got to, because either there's just not much point to it, or you just don't have enough time. I should be talking about this, but as you know, all the probes do is they give you 75 DNA, which is awesome, so you don't actually really have to do any collecting if you were trying to just not do this 100%, but of course I want to do this 100%. I want to show you all the great stuff you get at the end, as you know, like I did for my SpongeBob SquarePants the movie video game, and I will only be showing one side mission for that, of course, because there's about 100 of them. Probably even more, but they're not required for 100%, so... I might, possibly do a Let's Play and just basically all the side missions if you really want me to. But I'd probably only do them if I get a PS4, because as you know, trying to edit this and render it on the Xbox 360, for some odd reason the image doesn't stretch where it's usually supposed to, so that's what takes up most of my time trying to upload this. It isn't the editing is actually pretty simple for this, because I don't have any deaths, and also it's sort of like go to point A to point B and then you're done. So the editing isn't much problem. Of course my commentary could be better, you know. That's the one thing that I really should improve on. Because if I want to do a lot more 100% walkthroughs, and I sort of like start stuttering or something like that, and it is funny because I don't ever stutter. The only time I stutter is when I'm trying to speak to myself doing these sorts of walkthroughs. I mean, it has gotten better, but it's still pretty annoying. I know most people don't like commentary, but I can understand where they're coming from when somebody talks over the cutscenes. And yeah, that does annoy me as well when someone talks over the cutscenes, and that's my attempt for this, of course, when I do walkthroughs, is not to talk over the cutscenes. If I do accidentally, I'll sort of do a bit of editing where I'll move my voiceover just to explain that certain thing. And there we go, all 25 probes. And as you can clearly see, we're back Furon down. So yeah, as you can see, oh yeah, that's only just now popped up. World Overlord complete. Once you completed Furon down, it basically unlocks Capital City as well. That's the last area which will be collecting probes, and that will not be far behind this one. So yeah, once we've completed this, we'll do Capital City, and then it should be the next one as all probes for Capital City. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Anyway, I've hope you've enjoyed this all probe collecting, and I'll see you next time.